Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the David Starlyte Show. And I just jumped on quickly, went live, and I hope you got the reminder, got the message up or update. So please do like and share if you are coming online. It is a new show, and I've been thinking a lot about what to discuss and the trajectory of discussions and how it is a meandering show. It is an exploratory show. It is a contemplative show, and that's not for everyone, and that's okay. Nobody is for everyone. It's important we all face our true north, the direction of our soul, what we have incarnated to do, to be, to experience. So we're not for everyone. Nobody is for everyone, and it's important to allow your own personality to shine. That's the only way we can really shine in the world, is to show up as the authentic version of ourselves. And we are in a physical body, so there's always this need to physically embody, to be present in our body, to move our bodies, to stretch our bodies, to expand our bodies, to use this as the most powerful vehicle possible, the most powerful vessel possible for our consciousness. So I really like to do lately, the last couple of years, Pilates has been the thing, and I really like the movements, the sense of balance, the sense of exploring different pathways, exploring different movements. It's definitely never static, and so many permutations, so many options for how to move one's body using Pilates. So let me know in the comments, if you are online, what kind of embodiment practices you enjoy. If you enjoy what you get out of physical exercise, what kind of exercise do you participate in? Please do like and share if you're coming online. And I'm going to draw from the Starseed Oracle, which is a collective question on how we're all going, and if there's any messages coming through for us today from the Starseed Oracle. I'm just going to show you that. That's the booklet, beautiful Starseed Oracle. So out comes this interesting card. So it's saying everyone is here to multitask. Everyone's here to elevate themselves, elevate society, and it is a collective mission. It is a double mission. There is different pathways, different timelines. I'm always encouraging people to activate the highest possible timeline for themselves and for the world. So there is this reminder to serve the world by being you. So what that's saying is that the authentic version of you, when expressed, is raising the energy of the entire planet, the entire world. So beautiful, beautiful reminder. A lot of people who tune into this channel are light workers, are star seeds, are here on a mission to raise the consciousness, to bring about a more harmonious world. Marianne, we just lost that. Yeah, there's something strange. Oh, during this broadcast, you can support my page by sending stars, a digital gift that helps me to earn money. Yeah, I'm just gonna, Marianne, good morning from Snow Log, New York City. So it's snow log, lots of snow. We're in February. It's often February is often a little bit cold, I would say. All right, there the comments. It just kind of wasn't flowing. So we were talking about the double mission. Welcome, Marianne. How are you? Let me know how you're doing, and welcome to the show. So Lightwork Star Seeds are on a mission and purpose to shift things. They may sometimes feel like it's not working, it's not happening. So there is this need or this invitation as a soul to expand. So you're not just complete. Your soul is complete, but when you arrive on earth, you have a mission. So there's something for you to do, and there is a self-perfection element as well, self-perfecting element, self-growth element. You're not just being, but the soul is whole and complete. So it's a little bit of a paradox in a way. So the collective mission is for society, for the world to uplift the collective. It's common for light worker starseeds to feel that they're different, and they may carry soul memories of being visible or sharing their voice and feeling conflicted or feeling afraid, feeling anxious, feeling shut down particularly in the throat chakra. So they may dim their light in order to fit in. That's a really common pattern, dimming their light in order to fit in. Or spend time in some sort of closet, like a spiritual closet. So the light worker card is reminding us that we are here as human beings, as souls incarnated in human bodies, wherever our soul comes from. As starseeds, we come from different planets in the Milky Way and beyond the Milky Way. We come from far, far away, and we're here in human bodies to experience this energy, to grow as souls, to be able to experience different pathways, timelines, different energies. This is the planet of choice. This is the planet of definitely free will, of contrast, the planet of contrast. So I'm going to pick one more card just to tune into today's energies. And if there is a message coming through from the guides, from the galactic mission. Okay, let's pull that through. So the card coming through is to remember and appreciate and be grateful for all the light things, the lovely things, the pretty things, the good things about this planet. Don't get bogged down by the negativity. Often you may see it on the streets and the media. You see this kind of feeling of almost darkness or desperation. Don't get sucked into that vortex, into the darkness. It's saying, look around you. How many beautiful things are there to see? You may not enjoy my painting, but I'm looking at my painting, and I'm looking at some trees outside, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm so lucky I have these trees, because I love trees. And Marianne says, do we make plans for these missions before coming into the new life chosen? Yes, we do, Marianne. Yes, we certainly do. So absolutely, there's always a chosen path, a highest timeline. There are things that are absolutely inevitable, and then there's choices. So it's not an absolute. It is a multiplicity of choices, in which there's certain ones that are going to be for some people are going to be absolutely hardwired. Others are going to be less hardwired, more free will choice. So each soul has its own mission, its own unique pathway. So it's not a black and white kind of answer. It's a little bit of a dance of creating this pathway for each person, for each individual, to experience their consciousness in a human body. And one of the key choices is which family, which circumstances. So you're not just choosing a family, you're choosing circumstances, often a socioeconomic level. So you're going to pick, if you're born in a very poor family, you're going to pick that. if you're born in a prince, like the Buddha, Gautama Buddha, that is something that the soul has chosen. That said, all right, this is the experience that's going to bring out what I've chosen to express as a soul, to bring forth in the world. These are the choices, the contracts, the decisions that I am here to partake in. Do you think souls have vision, thought? That's a great question, Stu. It's a beautiful question. I love it. I would say you and your soul are inseparable. So whatever you are going through, there's always an aspect of your soul in that. Even if the soul is wanting to escape, you may only bring an element of your soul consciousness into incarnation. So, and I do it a lot. There's only part of my soul that's in my body. If I seem like I'm a bit spaced out, it's because often there's only elements of my soul that are in this physical body or in my energy field. So we can consciously bring more of our soul into our experience, bring it into our being through intention, through mindfulness, really intending for the soul to come forward. Often the soul is not necessarily needed. So it's like, well, he's just going about the motions. I don't really need to be fully present, or I don't really need to bring all of my energy into this current activity going on. This guy's sleeping. Let's just go astral traveling. Let's go soul traveling. Let's go back into our soul pod. Let's go explore other worlds. So there's a lot of activity, particularly when we sleep, that our soul is undergoing. So it's soul's vision and thoughts. It's such an interesting question, because there's this untenable element, or this infinite, limitless nature of the one source, the one force, and the soul is part of that as a differentiated field of consciousness, which ultimately returns to the one source, the one force. So there is do believe there's an impermanence of the soul. Some believe the soul is eternal, and it is eternal through the one force, the one source, the one force, the one consciousness. That is eternal. But is our differentiated soul eternal? I don't necessarily know the answer to that. And Butterfly, welcome to the show. What a beautiful picture. How are you? What is going on in the world for you? Can we also bring talents from prior lives with us, as well as interests? Yes, absolutely. I'm just coming back to this question. Do you think souls have vision? Well, I mean, I'm in a human body, and I have this vision. And I have a brain that's filtering consciousness, that's defining my experience. And the soul is with me, is behind that, is not necessarily in the driver's seat. It's just, it merges with the human body. So if you take away the human body, I mean, if you take away the soul from the human body is lifeless. So the soul is animated in the human body. But if you think of the human body, which of course came through the womb, the soul and the egg, the divine masculine and the divine feminine, or the physically embodied male and female gametes, the father and mother energies combined, fused and synthesized into our human body. So all the ancestral realm is in that, in the cells, in the DNA, and in this physical vessel. And the soul is a spiritual quality, a spiritual consciousness, a spiritual essence, which is not defined by the family lineage, defined by the family experiences, ancestral trauma, the physical incarnations of your grandparents, your great-grandparents, and beyond. So the soul is the limitless, infinite part of our consciousness, limitless, infinite part of our being, of our human experience. However, we do have the physical body. There is an alchemy that's taking place, a kind of gnosis between the physical and the spiritual, but both are co-occurring or co-creating. And you imagine all your lineage that's in your DNA, and you think, well, is that the soul? What does that have to do with the soul? Well, in a way, nothing, except the soul's chosen to come into this embodiment. And so we are animated by soul, and our soul consciousness exists within us. It's not either or, it's not one side or the other side. It's both that are co-occurring or created in this physical vessel. So our souls have vision and thoughts, we have vision and thoughts. So there can be some separation between us and our souls, and particularly we can go on missions that were not pre-chosen, or we go off the path, or we do not fulfill our potential. And perhaps our soul just diminishes its light, or kind of moves into the background a bit, but it's always present, and it's never lost, it's never gone. And we always can use our intention to connect with our soul more, and it is part of our experience, part of our being. And the consciousness you think of in your brain, it's part of your soul consciousness, or your brain is animated by your soul consciousness. They say, how many grams? 30 or 31 grams. I cannot remember. When people die, they lose 31 grams. And so they say the soul weighs 31 grams. I think there's some type of gravity occurring of, I can't put it into words, but it's a type of, because the soul is a spiritual quality embodied in human consciousness, human being, in human flesh, there's a type of animation. And when the soul leaves the body, that's the 31 grams. It's a type of gravity loss, or just that loss of the way the soul is expressed in human form. So what do you think, Stu? Does that make sense? What is your viewpoint? And how are you, Butterfly? Marianne says, can we also bring talents from prior lifetimes as well as interests? So all our prior lifetimes are in our soul memory, in the Akashic records, the Akash, which is a record or library of experience, of human experience, human history. Not just human history, because animals as well as other planets. So there are records in the library of past lifetimes, past experiences. It's a living library in a way, just like the earth is a living library of many consciousnesses, many different extraterrestrial creations. Human beings themselves are hybrid species, so we're not just from planet Earth, we're from different extraterrestrial races. And because we're such a hybrid, we're so interesting, we're so eclectic, we're so unpredictable. We're not one-dimensional at all, and then we have great potential for light and great potential for darkness. And even those you think of as good, or those you think of as evil, are still the same. They have potential for good and bad. And we see that on our media screens all the time. And you can look at anything from different perspectives. Ultimately, we all have to meet our own shadow, our own darkness, our own qualities of ourselves that may be expressed in a negative way, or just thoughts that are not in sanctity, not in love, not in compassion, not in peace. And we all experience that. Nobody lives in a bubble. Nobody's perfect. I myself, of course, I watch movies. That's filtered through me. So it's I have certain drives sometimes, or certain thoughts sometimes. We all have that, and nobody's a perfect being. Nobody is walking on water. But we do have that potential. We do have the capacity to be the Buddha, and that's what they always say, that in the Mahayana Buddhist tradition, the Bodhisattva, that everyone has that potential to become enlightened and then still continue on the earth plane, or come back to the earth plane. So absolutely, we do have the ability to bring talents from prior lifetimes as well as interests. Dr. Seuss, the Kettle in the Hat. I am a sovereign psychic entity, architect of ASI. So what does it mean, a sovereign psychic entity? And what is ASI? Oh yes, I've been looking and thinking about our souls, especially after we pass away. Doesn't it remember our lives and see and recognize? Well, the moment you've left your body, you are still you, but without the physical body. So it's a little, what was that? It was a beautiful film. I don't remember the name. I was just thinking of that film. You've probably seen some films and will remember parts of it. So you'll still be you, but you won't have your physical bodies, and there'll be gradually less and less attachment, or less and less uh, sort of definitely emotion. The soul is less has less of the kind of emotional volatility, or extremes of emotion that we do as human beings. So what differentiates us partly as human beings is emotion. It's all about emotion. Everything is emotion here, whereas the soul is a little bit more neutral, a little bit at peace, a little able to see the big picture, able to be less involved in day-to-day things, and just kind of lets go. Like some things maybe that happened to you as a kid, and now you look at them and kind of smile. It's part of who you are, but you're not attached to it. You're not in that experience. So it's a different perspective. So when we pass away, our soul is continuing, our body does not continue. And the soul is able to remember and see and recognize. Yeah, it can. We do take on, depending on which world, there's many spiritual worlds. There's an architecture, there's like a structure. People think of like pyramid structures, but we can move between worlds effortlessly in the spiritual world, and there isn't such a narrow time and space. It's limited by thoughts. It's limitless. It's not limited by anything. So we can move into penetrating fields, into penetrating speed of light isn't a constraint. And in terms of what we choose to appear as, we depends how we are, what we're doing, how we are, who we're communicating with. But if, for instance, your initial experience you would usually, in the path of remembrance, the tunnel we go through, usually you're met by guides, you're met by people who've passed away, maybe family members. Usually there's family members to greet you, so you're not alone. You and they all appear as themselves, as what they appeared as in human form. So it is a type of illusion, but it's a choice. It's like, well, I'm going to appear as this, call me David or whatever. You can make different choices for yourself, and because you have different lifetimes, you can you can be revealed as different incarnations, or just a light. Often a soul is also just appears as a light. There isn't sort of one way or another way. Okay. So just a journey into the soul. I'm just waiting for, there's a bit of sounds around me, so just taking a breath. I'm enjoying some tea, enjoying the soul of tea. Enjoying the soul of tea. Okay. So we're going to pick from this Starseed Oracle a question on our soul. Okay. So the golden children, inner child, tenderness, innocence, rare gifts. Rare gifts. So that's a beautiful card. I'm just trying to bring that up close. Almost showing this pillar of light and this access to divine energy, divine consciousness, divine will. The one force beyond everything that's in the field of ether, the field of oneness, the field of unity. And we do feel alone. We do experience aloneness and isolation as human beings, and yet we're part of this field. You can see that beautiful light. We're part of this connection. The sun is also a force of white, force of light, of white light, force of yellow light, orange light, red light. It's a force of a powerful force of energy, which also lights us up or wakes us up, stimulates our energy field, stimulates our soul. The sun is a powerful being, a being of light that we are connected to. So this, for our soul, it's just finding this, because I've never seen this card before, so I'm really interested. It's interesting because I often get the same cards, and so it's kind of exciting to see a different card. And I think it says, it just reminds me that we're going through something similar when the same cards come up. But this card about our souls is reminding us that our souls come from somewhere different, that there's some kind of different alignment happening here. Golden children, children of the sun, are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls. They are incarnated increasingly on planet Earth with little or no personal karma. They possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. So the golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from an early age and begin answering and sharing it in early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before. And so if they're not supported in the right ways, they struggle with physical life here. They're often referred to as the new humans, So this card is a sign, perhaps that there are these souls around you. You may even be one of these souls. but it may be a child or some children around that. Or because I picked this as a collective energy, it's a reminder to tend to your inner soul, your inner child. And it's saying there's a creative pool, there's a creative project, there's a new beginning, which is inviting you to express yourself creatively. So this is very much an invitation to treat yourself for the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture, nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and all others as innocent children, to remember that deep down, everyone is trying their best and they're treated with a tender heart. If they're treated with a tender heart, they are not hardened as they journey through this great adventure called life. So it's a soul inquiry to treat ourselves and others more tenderly, to nourish our gifts, to nourish our creative souls, to nourish others. So it's a beautiful card encouraging us to nourish our creative juices, creative projects, to express ourselves creatively in the world. And Jill, may I please have a card? All right, so we're just going to come to the Buddhism Oracle card for Jill. And I managed to drop all the cards everywhere. All right, so this card is encouraging you just to be calm, just to balance your energies. You can even, yoga, qigong, these movements really move your body physically, retaining a sense of poise, a sense of energy, animation. So you are forging ahead with equanimity. I feel like this requires courage to experience all the circumstances coming your way with knowing that they're not good or bad, right or wrong, and just seeing them from a little bit of a objectivity, so that your emotions will stay in equilibrium, will stay balanced, and you won't be caught up in the emotional side of things. So it's encouraging you to stay calm. So, stay calm in a storm, stay calm. That's the message from the Buddha Oracle. I've just got a quick question. I'll come back to Jill. Where are you from? I grew up in Africa. I'm from Australia. I live along the Great Barrier Reef in Australia on the northeastern side. I grew up in Africa. Okay, so Jill, not grill, but Jill, I am going to explore the energy oracle deck. I'm going to see what's going on. And this card sort of connects to the previous card, very much encouraging you to physically ground, physically embody, physically get into your physical core, your physical center. You work your lower three chakras. A lot of us are up here. I myself often, a lot of energy up here. So it's important to physically exercise every day, to move your body, to remind yourself you are in a human body. And the lower three chakras, there's nothing wrong with them. They're here, they're here to be part of our experience. So don't judge any aspects of the lower three chakras. Embrace them, nurture them, love them. Bring all your consciousness into your physical body. So some of us have a mission almost to be a duality, or to bypass some of the physical realm, particularly some of the Buddhist practices. There is this idea of transcendence, which is beautiful. There's no right or wrong over here. But that card is encouraging you to get into your body, allow it, don't judge its physical drives, embrace movement. So I am gonna pick a card from the Starseed Oracle. And this also connects beautifully with the other cards, Jill. It's a beautiful card. That's you. That is you. So you are this divine goddess. You have the tapestry, the stars, the light, the color, the intelligence of the universe within you. In a way, you could think of yourself as a child of the cosmos, a child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And that's a great opportunity. That's a great possibility, many possibilities there. It can be, depending on how you view it, it can be a little bit intimidating, a little bit overwhelming, a little bit. So just stay in balance, keep the equilibrium, keep knowing that the intelligence of the universe lies within you, and allow that to be expressed in all your chakras, in every part of you, without constraint, without judgment. Let it be a part of your being and your experience. So thank you, thank you, Jill. Is that Krishna Aditya? All the way from Australia. Okay. I love the Great Barrier Reef, my favorite place. So, Butterfly, I never knew you had been to Australia. I actually know nothing about you, very little about you, so I never knew that you'd been to Australia. How have you been, Butterfly? It's already 25th of February in Australia, and the year is flowing by. It's like, wow, nearly 2 months have just flown by in how many days? 9 days, 11, 10, I don't know, 12 days. I think 12 days I am going to Bali. 12 days I'm going to Bali. So Butterfly, you love the Great Barrier Reef. Does that mean you've been here? We could have met. Marianne says, when do I complete the apartment for the twins project? What do the cards say? The apartment. Yes, your face looks like an Australian. Well, I've got the passport to prove it. Krishna Aditya, I've got the passport. And Butterfly says, being a busy bee, kind of a laughter, a busy bee. Well, always love to hear from you, Butterfly, and look forward to hearing everything. What are the highlights that you've been busy with, or is that private? Is that secret? Is it, some projects we keep a little bit under wraps until we're ready to bring them out into the world? So, Krishna Aditya, I'm in Jakarta, not far from Bali. I had a friend in Jakarta, and I've never been to Jakarta. I have been to I was in Magalan for, I think, about 4 months, which is in Java, central Java. So I've been to central Java, and the closest airport was Yogyakarta, but not Jakarta. And I always found it interesting that you've got this Yogyakarta, how do you say it? Yogyakarta, which is not Jakarta. It's so Magalang, Krishna Aditya, Magalang. So you're in Jakarta. Is that where you grew up, in Jakarta? I've always wanted to visit. It's in Central Java. Yeah, so I was in Central Java. I think it was 2 hours from Yogyakarta, however you said it, So about 2 hours from, and was it Prambanan? Prambanan temples, Prambanan, Borobudur, and I apologize for my pronunciation. So there's incredible places there. It has incredible history, incredible energy. I do find those islands are very rich, very fertile. The goddess energy is strong. Central Java, Magalang. Have you been there, Krishna Aditya? Do you know of the territory? You grew up in Jakarta, West Java. Is that where you grew up? And my face looks like an Australian. I love that. All right, so Marianne, when do I complete the apartment? Okay, let's see. We're gonna pick from the energy oracle. So it feels like there's a little bit of activation energy around you. And that's stimulating you cosmically to shift this forward. But there's a keep moving forward and then hitting a hurdle, moving forward and then hitting a hurdle, and it's almost like you have this higher realm energy, spiritual energy, and then you connect there, and then it's a hurdle. So we are going to pick from the Buddha oracle, and this encourages you, in order to move this forward, to make sure that your words are pure, encouraging you to make sure that your words are pure and to stay very balanced. So it's encouraging you to stay very balanced. And let's pick another card for you. But it feels this card has a 6 on it, so it could be six months. That could be. But this card is that there is ultimately a success. There is ultimately success. So that is very encouraging card. All right, where are we? Krishna Aditya. Yes, your face really looks like an Australian. So do you think my face changed because I've been living in Australia for 20 years? Or just there's something I also recognize in people? There is something you see it, like when people live in America, there's something different about them. They look different. Wherever they came from before, they look a bit different. Is it the food, the culture? There's a different expression, and it's a very interesting topic because each country has a type of personality, and that can be expressed physically. It is expressed physically in our physical form. So wherever we spend a lot of time, it is influencing us. Our environment influences us. We know that it switches epigenetics. It switches cells on and off. The expression of cells. It switches things on and off. So epigenetics, our environment is powerful. 6 could also mean weeks. Yeah, that's true, Marianne. That is true. One can always interpret in different ways. Hi, Presh. How are you doing? I'm doing great. What's going on for you, True? Presh says you adopted unconsciously. Yeah, that's absolutely true. We adopt patterns, and we're such relational creatures, human beings, that some people do it almost immediately. They with, say, people from a different culture who speak, say, they're in with Americans, and they start speaking American. They start speaking, reflecting, mirroring how others are speaking. I do it pretty well. I'm quite malleable. I find myself quite influenced by the energies around me. I'm very energetically receptive, so I can just I find I like to be harmonious, but I just like to fit in as well. So it's not necessarily people pleasing. It's just naturally I find myself influenced by different accents, different environments. So it can be yeah, it is usually unconscious, and then we all have certain tendencies. But it's interesting with certain personalities are much more strong or bounded, much more. And I'm kind of quite boundless, very creative. You can think of me in a boundless ways, so I can just adopt and adapt to different cultures quite effortlessly. Usually, just my accent also. I'm not stuck to a particular accent. I'm not overly attached. I do have a general way of speaking, but if I'm in a certain place, I kind of enjoy just shifting how I speak a little bit. There's places like in India where they move their bodies when they talk. Usually they move their face. So I really like that, how people express themselves, hand movements. You notice each culture has its own nuances. And we do adopt that subconsciously. We do adapt subconsciously. It's just how things are. All right. Nothing wrong with adaptation. We are these tribal beings, these relational beings. Tylene, welcome from Oregon. Amazing. We have the Oregon energy. I've tended to meet a lot of Californians and been to California a few times. I've never been to Oregon, and I regret it. I'd love to visit Oregon. I love nature. I love forests, and I feel like the Oregon energy is really unique and interesting along, toward the Canadian border. I would also love to go to Vancouver. Tylene, can I have a car? Right. So Tylene, there's a strong sense of compassion I'm feeling. There's a strong sense of compassion within your energy field. So we are just picking here. Tylene. Okay. Just picked all these cards. All right, so this card is reminding you, compassion is such a wonderful energy. I was talking about boundlessness and the challenge of being in this human capacity, which is somewhat bounded, at least. Our consciousness may be boundless, but we're somewhat bounded by the 3D world. There is this physical world, and important to embrace that and not look down on it, not see physical pleasure or see eating or see whatever it is, ablution, see the body being fatigued or whatever it is, not to look down on that too much, but to raise the consciousness of that element within us, to bring our full consciousness into embodiment. So that's encouraging you to bring a sense of discipline and focus into what you do. I'm going to pick a card for you from the Energy Oracle deck. There is a kind of an expansional quality to your soul. Your name has a very interesting vibration. There's a lot of harmony. There's a lot of balance, and it's almost like your name has a lot of power, Tylene. That's really interesting. So this card is reminding you that your life is such a journey. There's so many different experiences that you're calling into calling into this incarnation. So it's definitely not one-dimensional. It's not limited. There's a lot of choice. There is a lot of free will along this journey. Let's see if there's any insight from the Starseed Oracle for you, Tylene. And that is a beautiful card. Let me show you that, Tylene. And that's saying always remember perspective. Always remember perspective. And this is across all realms, across every realm. So from a divine perspective, from the one source, the one force, that force can look at you with love, with humor, with happiness, with fulfillment. But someone within your body, within your life, can look at something differently. You can look at, I think people get caught up, if you look at the media, there's always a story. What is the angle? What is the angle? How do we make this a story? It's compelled by drama, by commercial realities, not by actual essence. Most people are kind of in a sort of quasi-centrist, quasi-middle ground, whether ideologically, socially, politically, religiously. Most are kind of in a sort of central realm. So whenever you talk about politics or people can feel swayed by one side or the other, but in their essence, they're not really like that. And people do this time now. People are seeing through the emptiness of politics, the emptiness of politicians. It's like a deck of cards that's falling over. A lot of the power structures, they're just falling over, Tylene. So that card, coming back to that card, that beautiful card, perspective on you, perspective on divine love, perspective on others, perspective on different viewpoints, maybe that aren't your own, but ultimately the card is about you. It's a perspective of your own journey, how you receive and interpret the wisdom from your journey, how you receive and interpret your inner soul wisdom. There isn't a wrong or a right. There's just ways that work for you or against you. So you may see something as bad, but remember that's a perspective. And this card is encouraging a self-growth orientation. So stepping up instead of stepping down, empowerment instead of disempowerment. So what's your thoughts, and ask them, is this an empowering thought or a disempowering thought? And definitely I do feel there's a sense of coming out of something and taking your power back. So that could be a relationship or a job, coming out of it and taking your power back, Tylee. All right, Presh would like a reading. Mr. Starlight, may I have a reading? All right, so I think I will start with you, Butterfly, because Presh was on last week and you haven't seen the universal butterfly for too long. So I'm going to pick from the Energy Oracle deck and just thank Tylene. All right, thank you, Tylene. So coming back, just sort of grounding the energies, clearing the energies, smiling at the energies, and not a fake smile, a sense of pleasure, joy, happiness, authentic celebration. So that's what I'm feeling about you. I got a little bit distracted because I was reading Tylene's message and sending love to you, Tylene. I mean, you have the journey card, you have the perspective card, you have the sort of distance or journey out. Even where was that card that I was showing you? Take a step back, go towards the one force, the one source, the one force, go high level, go big distance, and soften that kind of, and soften a little bit, keep softening, and then you will start to gain more wisdom. But it is, I don't to be negating or diminishing or bypassing that. Life is brutal. Life can be brutal. Sometimes it takes brutal decisions. It takes this kind of black and white boundaries. Just the killing of something. It can be very violent, very black and white. And I was thinking in my own life that sometimes I've been a little bit soft. Surprise, surprise, a little bit soft. And sometimes one does need black and white boundaries. One does need power, that strength of certainty of that's it. Especially, I feel last week we had someone who was married, divorced, but they were still with that person. They hadn't let them go, and I see this a lot, even with myself. Not really letting go. You think you've let go, but you haven't energetically let go. So be brutal with cleaning your energy, purifying your soul, developing, strengthening boundaries. So, all right. So we'll just continue with butterfly. Talene, we'll come back to you. Come back next week. Thank you. All right. So I veered off. I got distracted. So everything I'm talking about applies to me too, for sure, certainly. So butterfly. All right. Where was I with you? So we were doing a little exploration, butterfly, and what I was feeling was that there was a lot of almost achievement of tasks, of fulfilling tasks, but almost tuning out or forgetting the essence of you. And so just come back to your pure essence and remember your pure essence. There's being and doing that's playing out in your life, doing and being, and you're here to be both, to do both, to experience the physical realm. And there isn't judgment here. There's a sense of tremendous power, and power in terms of the sun. This card is the sun. The sun has this wonderful, where was I? Realness with butterfly. All right, so the sun is this powerhouse. So that card is about creativity. It is about bringing your soul into expression in the world, blessing. It's bringing blessings. So the sun card brings blessings. It's the first card in the deck. It's often number one. We cannot have life without the sun. It is the embodiment of life in this earthly realm, in the physical dimension. So the sun nurtures earth. It brings new life in the spring and summer. So it's almost like a birthing time for you, nurturing new beginnings, bringing divine inspiration and growth. So definitely a sense of birthing, culmination of creativity, bringing into form. It's like a project, bringing it out. It's like writing, and there's also a different interpretation, which is a new you, birthing a new you. So visualize this this happening, this divine love pouring into your heart and mind, like rays of the sun. So if ever you feel tired, remember the sun. If you feel fatigued, disconnected, bring in the rays of the sun, the inspiration, growth, and abundant blessing. So the future is the one you are planting seeds, you're creating, and you've done this all before, so it's new, but it's not new. It's old, but it's not old. It's your soul has a lot of memories and a lot of gifts that it's here to play with. So everything you're doing has this sense of, we don't need this. We don't need to take anything seriously. We're here to play with it. It doesn't need to be left or right. I'm just going to choose to go left because I feel like it. It's a whim that I'm going to follow. I've done this all before. The contracts are finished. I don't need, I'm not needed anywhere but to be in my body and having fun. So there's so many ancient eras within your rememberings, within the Akash. And with this Earth's timeline, you're being called to connect to the lost wisdom, So there's a lot of birthing of a creation, birthing of an idea. And this card is reminding you that you've done it all before. Don't feel you're not under any pressure. Don't feel any pressure. Don't feel any must or should. Take away all the must and should. Keep the playfulness that is your innate soul. And the intuitive hits that you're receiving are always divinely sent, divinely guided. You have been preparing for this. It's happening. I feel like you're here to explore lost lands, that there may not be, there may be secret portals, secret pathways that you may have found in the past, and now that they're lost. And these secret pathways are access to a different dimension, portals to different dimension. That there is an element of exploring ancient lands, and a sense of doing this before. So there may be a sense of Atlantis within you, a sense of Lemuria within you, a sense of Avalon adventure within you. And through surrendering to the intelligence of the soul, you can unlock the seeds of these ancient lands, the secret portals, open them and learn from the past mistakes and usher in a new age. But there's a sense of being an architect, an alchemist, and a dancer, and playing with music. There's a sense of romance to this. So keep the romance, keep the poetry, and keep unlocking forgotten wisdom, and aspects of your soul that are maybe fragments that you remember. They are being sent to you to support you at this time. Butterfly, starseed, butterfly. I write a lot about soul. So I'd love to know what you're writing, and feel free to send a link. Feel free to share that with people. Or share it with me. And when you say you write a lot about soul, are you referring to the solar, the sun? You know, we think of the sun as the solar energy, soul as the sun. I think you mean that. I love you, Mr. Starlight. Lovely soul. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, butterfly. Thank you. So, soul is writing about the sun, about the soul. Love you too, Miss Butterfly, Miss Ascending Universal Butterfly. All right, realness with butterfly, realness with butterfly, realness and readiness with butterfly. All right, Presh, are you still online? Are you still on the line, on the interwebs? Okay, so let's come into Precious energy field. Okay. All right, so we are. I feel like there's this longing to work to find a way to. It's like you're searching for the right work, the right livelihood, the right endeavor, searching for this the right approach, and that is being recognized or acknowledged. It's like you really pushed and searched and opened doors and try to open doors, and it's kind of, it has been quite stuck and quite blocked, which just, it's just how, things are. We don't, sometimes we cannot force what cannot be forced. Sometimes we can force things, but sometimes we cannot. Every day is unique. Every day is different. We cannot think that today is going to be the same as yesterday. Everything is impermanent and ultimately empty, ephemeral. It's here to arise and fall away. So this card is encouraging you to smile and to not to take life so seriously. I know life does seem serious, and certainly I can relate to that, but it's just saying, well, it's, don't take life so seriously. And your struggle is being acknowledged, and it's saying we can see you're struggling and you're being cracked open. And the more you can surrender, the more you can surrender to the divine, the more you can experience the light and the alchemy of the essence of the divine goddess. And she is calling you, and she's calling you back home. She's saying, come back, come back. Don't let this hold you. Don't let it hold you in a straitjacket, like you cannot move, you cannot. So this is a time to go deep within and connect to the divine goddess, connect to the to Mother Kaylee, Mother Kaylee, to Kaylee. So I feel like there's a type of Devi, a type of Shakti energy. Shakti energy. Shakti energy. Shakti and Kaylee. Shakti and Kaylee. So a type of Shakti energy. And it's very evocative. I know it hasn't been easy for you at all, Presh. I know it hasn't been easy, and I'm not trying to say don't take life seriously, because I know it seems that way, but it's ultimately it is an illusion. So, and that's where it's. I'm not encouraging you to bypass. If you feel pain, you do feel pain. It seems so real, but ultimately your soul is almost, it's calling you home. It's calling you home. So what it's encouraging you is to break your ego, surrender to the cosmic web. And yes, I see. That's the physical reality we're dealing with. Is that's so keep the faith. I feel like sharing your divine music is going to help, and I feel like there are those who can help you. So reach out to others. Reach out to others for help. And sending you lots of love, Presh. Sending you lots of love. Let's just see. Let's pick from the energy oracle. So what is the path forward? Okay. Can she shift the... Okay. All right, so this is saying there's a battle you're going through. You need to be able to rest your mind, rest your heart, and not give up. Keep the faith. And then it's encouraging you to share your voice, bring out this energy of your fifth chakra, and that's going to open doors to happiness. It's going to open doors to the life you want. So this is an invitation. It's a type of initiation. All right, what do you mean calling my soul home? Your soul, we get caught up in the world, in worldliness, and that means we're not connecting to our soul essence, our true home. So that's what I mean. That's the intrinsic part of you that is home. That is your true home is within your soul, is not anything in the external world. All right. So if anyone is on the show, feel free to share their experiences there in the comments section. I've enjoyed being with you today, and wonderful to see so many new people and so many interesting people. So thank you to everyone for being here, for sharing your hearts, sharing your love. Presh says, lovely. Thank you, Presh. Sending you lots of hearts, bringing that energy into your own being and into the world, into the collective. I'm going to wish you a beautiful week ahead. See you next week, and be the love, be the love, be the love. Bye.